Hey resetters, on this video, I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart, which is how do we look and feel younger? I can tell you at 53, I'm trying to pull all the hacks that I can find that we know will slow the aging process down. And there's some really cool hacks that are science-backed that I've discovered that I want to share with you on this video. Here's the concept that I want you to think about. First is that when we look at our cellular makeup, we have 72 trillion cells in our body, and each one of these cells have a battery pack, and this battery pack is what we call our mitochondria. And when these batteries start to wear down, much like our cell phones, when they start to wear down, they don't perform at their best. So the game of anti-aging is to power up these battery packs so that your cells can perform all the beautiful functions that they're meant to perform. And that, in a nutshell, will slow down how quickly these cells age. It's all about the battery that's going to affect the aging of cells. And remember, cells have a life to them. If the life is going much quicker, if they're growing and dying quicker because the battery is not powered up, then that's really at the core what aging is. That's an accelerated aging rate. So let's dive into what do the mitochondria need? What do these batteries need? These things I'm about to tell you are what power up your mitochondria. The first is light. So it's really interesting. Think about this. There are actually light receptors on the outside of your mitochondria. This is why red light works so well. This is why so many of us that are out trying to educate people on how to go back to some of the primitive healing techniques that our ancestors used. One of them was full spectrum light, red light from sunset and sunrise. We need to have light to fuel these mitochondria. So if you're inside all the time in synthetic light, you're actually not giving your mitochondria the natural light it needs. So make sure you get up at sunrise. Make sure you go for a walk at sunset. Make sure you're getting out in the middle of the day without your sunglasses on so your eyes can register where it is in its day and your mitochondria of your body can get that full spectrum light to power it up. So light is a biggie. Oxygen is the next one. So are you moving? There's so much evidence right now that we're sitting at our computers, at our desks, we're not moving. Get out in the middle of the day, go for a walk. We also can use some really cool ways to drive oxygen into our cells, like a lot of Wim Hof kind of style breathing techniques. You can also look at things like hyperbaric oxygen. Talked a lot about that. Compressing oxygen, driving it into the cells is an anti-aging tool to power up those mitochondria. The other thing we know about the mitochondria is around the outside of these little battery packs is a membrane, a bilipid membrane. Lipid means fat. So when you give your mitochondria good fat, then what ends up happening is that you make their membranes porous so they can pull in nutrients that you might be eating in your diet. And then the last thing for the mitochondria that I love, that I know you love too, you just might not know it's fueling your mitochondria, are ketones. Your mitochondria need ketones. So make sure that you're metabolically switching in and out so that you can get ketones to power up your batteries of your cells. Now, this is one of the reasons why they believe that fasting is really helpful for slowing the aging process down. Because when we look at dipping into these fasted states, getting ketones, not only are you bringing inflammation down, not only are you getting all the repair benefits that I've taught you around these 6 different fasts, but you're also getting your ketones are being made so they can power up these mitochondria. So there's magic and synergy to really building mitochondria strong. Stay all the way through the end of this video because I'm going to show you how you can do this in a daily routine. Okay, I got to interrupt this video because I have a free guide for you so you can master fasting. It's called A Beginner's Guide to a Fasting Lifestyle, and all you've got to do is click here and you can jump right in. Second principle we want to think about when we want to slow the aging process down is our hormone. Now, this goes for men and women. The first hormonal cycle you want to bring back is something called your circadian rhythm. This is getting up with the sunlight. Can you get up and let your eyes see that morning light? I talked about that with the mitochondria. But when your eyes see that morning reddish hue, it starts your circadian rhythm. And so your cortisol production will start, your melatonin shuts off, cortisol will start to produce. And so you're getting cortisol about 90 minutes after you wake up. So that is cortisol that you can now use to go exercise and move. That's the power of getting into this hormonal circadian rhythm. Now, for women, we have another rhythm we have to think about, and that's our menstrual rhythm if you're a menstruating woman. So this is what Fast Like a Girl is all about. Make sure when your hormones are going high, at day 10 to day 15, you're changing your food, your fast, your exercise, everything I've taught you here and in Fast Like a Girl. And then the back half, the week before your period, let's make sure we're nurturing ourselves and we're winding down so that we can start to be in natural rhythm with the way our hormones are flowing. For my postmenopausal women, who are probably the ones that are most motivated to slow the aging process down, make sure you're doing the 5 lifestyle changes that I talked about in the menopause reset. Make sure you're cycling your fasts. Make sure you're cycling your foods. Make sure you're working on your microbiome. Make sure you're detoxing and you're working on the rushing woman in you. That's how you are going to get into rhythm with your hormones. But when we look at this big picture idea of how do I slow down aging, we've got to have those mitochondria healthy and we've got to have our hormones healthy. For men, your hormonal cycle is going to be more rhythmic in the circadian rhythm of the 24-hour day cycle. So hormonal balance, mitochondrial health. Here's how it looks in a daily basis. When you get up in the morning, we shouldn't get up and rush out the door. Get up and have more of a gentle lift to your day, like I talked about. Are you getting up with the sunrise? Are you doing breath work in the morning? This is what I do. I meditate, I do my breath work, I ease myself in. Then you want to look at your cortisol spike. 90 minutes after I get up, I'm going for a walk. I'm trying to work out then. I'm having my cup of coffee then because I'm riding my cortisol spike. Then in the middle of the day, I come back home, back into my house where I work, and I do all my intense work in the morning. Midday, I go out for a walk again. 20-minute walk, and without sunglasses on so I can get that full spectrum light, stimulate serotonin receptor sites in my eyes so I can get a mood lift. I do that in the middle of the day. Go back into my office, I start working, and then 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a lot of really cool evidence right now of the power of a 15 to 20 minute nap, just to wind the brain down, give the brain a chance to rest, so you can make sure that your brain stays fresh. You don't burn your brain out and destroy those neurons from overuse. So take a short little break in the afternoon, and then eat your dinner around sunset. And then as the night sky starts to kick in, it gets dark out, make sure you're not on your blue light, make sure you're slowing yourself down, and you're winding and prioritizing sleep. Make sure you have a sleep tracker so you can see the quality of your sleep. So it's a lifestyle, it's an anti-aging lifestyle, one that I think you will find will invigorate you and not only keep you looking great, but more importantly, keeping you feeling great. That's the real secret to aging. As always, I hope that helped, and put in the comments which one of these is your favorite hack. Keep believing in yourself. Okay, if you loved this video, you're gonna wanna check out the next video of my food series. On this video, want to talk about the healthy foods that you might be eating that will stop you from a long and healthy life.